Yeah, definitely.
Oh, thank you, Shino.
As I said, we're with Habilitat. It's a 2.5 year vocational training program. We're one of the most successful rehabilitation programs in the nation. Um, I'm sorry, something just popped up on my screen. Let me check, remind me tomorrow. We're one of the most successful rehabilitation programs in the nation. It is a long term, and I believe we're one of the most successful because it's not about the problems or the choices that we made prior to coming here. It's about what we do moving forward. So this program, the whole way that it's set up, there's a lot of peer counseling. So basically, we're all getting trained to be counselors, right? Or in a way, even like a psychiatrist, we're each other's psychiatrists over here. So it's really cool. We learn to connect with people. We learn to get out of ourselves. We learn to help others. That's one of the biggest things, a family concept and moving forward together, not just getting ahead on your own, but bringing everybody with you. We have different vocational training programs. We have our construction, yard maintenance, vinyl fencing. We do all the vinyl fencing stuff, or as much as we can. It's kind of like a little niche that we found. You know, we've been around for over 51 years, and that's how long this place has been saving lives. You know, and the
Love
department
it.
that we're in, me and my teammates here, this is Jacob, Corey, and
Uh,
Jared. Jared is one of our newest reps that just came into the office. We had a holiday, so there's different phases of our program. The treatment phase is a lot of self-exploration and figuring out behaviors, things that make you tick and how you can improve on those. And then now we've been in our vocational training stage for a little while, and we're in the sales and marketing. We have different jobs. I'll just kind of explain my part. What I do in the department is I'm a fundraising representative. I'm also the community outreach coordinator. So anything that I can do to give back to the community or any opportunities that pop up, I'm kind of in charge of setting things up and making sure that we follow through on our commitments. And then on the fundraising side, I get to reach out to different corporate companies for corporate sponsorships or different kind of ways that we can work together. The biggest thing that I get out of it though is making connections and making friends with people who can benefit not only my life, but help the program, you know, for the future, build strong relationships that something that'll last long after I'm gone from here. And then when I get out, I can reach out and be like, hey, you know, I graduated. I'm ready to give back. I'm ready to get into the community, join the workforce. That's what I really get excited about. So there's a lot of different opportunities, a lot of ways, but my biggest thing is coming from where I came from. You know, I made a lot of poor choices. I was going down a dark path. I had basically given up on life, and I've been here for about 18 months now, and it's unbelievable. This place teaches you to be resilient, you know, that not there's no challenge that's gonna be set in front of me that I believe I can't overcome today. I just need to figure out a way, put in the hard work, stay dedicated to the goal, and just keep pushing and utilize my team members that I have around me. But that's just a little bit of what we do. You know, there's so much more. I love being able to be invited to these kind of things and meet different people so that we can actually connect with you guys, create a relationship, bring you over here and really see what it is that we have going on. But this is Jacob. He's our acquisitions. We have an acquisition side of our sales and marketing, and I'll let him explain a little bit more about that.
Yeah, firstly, I'm honored to be in attendance today. Thank you, Corey, and the rest of the Keiko team for allowing us to join. So basically on the acquisition side, what we do is we acquire different items to help cost cut for the facility. Most recently for our Christmas event, I was able to form a partnership with Foot Locker and Champs to help provide all of our residents with new footwear for the upcoming year. We acquire a multitude of products, whether it be toilet paper, as well. One of my new projects I'm working on, we just partnered with US Vets and YNI to help provide them over 200 meals a day. So I'm working on acquiring different odds and ends for that, whether it be different paper plates, bowls, or whatever we may need to help serve them the food. But also on this upcoming year, I have a few special projects that I've been working on. I'm working with Bank of Hawaii right now to set up a matching program For our residents while in the program and their vocational training, they earn an allowance each month. So we're working on finding a lender that might be willing to match whatever they make while in the program to help kind of kickstart their foundation after graduating. I've been working with KKR for some time now to possibly help us fund a new transition house for, once again, when the residents graduate, it gives them kind of a safe place, affordable rent to basically just be safe and build that foundation when they graduate. Those are a couple of my big projects that I'm trying to kick off this year. I've been working on for some time now. But yeah, we're very honored to be in attendance today. What are some of the things you guys have for this year planned, some goals that you might be working towards?
Well, it's actually very fitting because that's kind of what I really wanted to talk about, because usually towards the holidays, it's a smaller room, right? So gives us an opportunity to have like more of an intimate conversation amongst the guys who can make it on the call and ask about, goals for this upcoming year, maybe lessons learned from this last year. And then also talk about, anything that people have going on. So thank you guys so much for jumping on. And in fact, I'd love to hear more and hopefully maybe bring you guys on later, another week where you're our guest and we can dive into what you guys are doing over there. Cause I don't know if you guys know, but we've reached out to I think offer to maybe participate and donate. And I think at the time there wasn't really any projects going on. You guys do projects, right? For the
Yes.
and like where people can sponsor or even help donate and then even help participate in areas obviously that we could.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling, I mean, I know that we and our network, can help with, even if it's on the acquisition side or even on the donation side. Like I want to be a part, like Hawaii is me, it's my home, and so yeah, and I'm so glad you guys are on, and all the words that you guys are speaking are right alongside, who we are and the people around us in our network. So I'd love to dive in a little later and hopefully connect offline and we can see what we can do to work together.
Definitely. I'll get your information, your phone number too, if we can, before when the
Yeah.
meeting is done, or, yeah.
Yes, please. And then if you guys have a line or anything, contact info, you can drop it in the chat, please. I know there's people that would love to reach out.
I actually met Layla at our tree lot. So we do the Christmas tree fundraiser. That's our biggest fundraiser of the year that provides the most income to help provide scholarships for people to come here who can't afford it. And I was giving her a tree and I talked to her and I was like, oh, by the way, what is it that you do for a living? And she's like, oh, I used to do real estate investing, and now I found out I like the other side, what you guys do now, a lot more. And she invited me to this, and then I spoke to Marina on the phone, and it just seemed like really awesome people, and that's the kind of people that we love to connect with. We have had some people in real estate, like this real estate, connecting with them, and they've been a huge motivation and inspiring people here to show like there is a possibility to live a better life. So I mean, it was really cool, and then I was like, oh, these are the guys. We gotta make friends, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad you guys are on because that is part of one of our goals. I didn't know really how or why. It's just to be more give back a little more to the community, locally here first. And it sounds like Layla, I know she was already kind of reaching out, but I'm glad that they're continuing the conversation because this upcoming year I'd love to sit down with you guys. Let's brainstorm how we can help each other.
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, I'll drop maybe if you can guys drop your contact in the chat, and then I'll drop my contact as well, my email and my phone number. and just reach out. Yeah, maybe offline, maybe even later today. That'd be great.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome, guys. Well, thanks
I
again for
think,
jumping on. And
yeah,
uh welcome everybody. I hope everybody had a great week, last week of 2022. And looking forward to 2023. It's going to be an interesting year, right? So why don't we start off with leads, needs, good deeds. Does anybody have anything that they have on the line? Oh, I see Joe coming in. I know he's got something on the line.
I have a development on the west side in Makaha. It's 3 lots and 2 of them are 7,500 square feet. The other one is 5,000 square feet. It's zoned R5, so you can CPR the other 2, so the duplex or whatever you want. And those are listed at 497, and the 5,000 square foot lots is set at 450. It's below recent comps. There's already building plans. It's been in DPP for some time, and there's already sewer and water application approval. Lot is cleared level and ready to go as well. They just cleared it.
Nice. Is this in Makaha?
It is. Honestly, it's just one of those scenarios like how you bought the development in Makaha, where it's just time to change hands to stay profitable.
I actually know these lots. And so there's 3, and then wait, is it 3? There's 3 lots, but one of them can be CPR. So the original plan was to put 5 units on there, I believe, right? 2 duplexes and 1 single family house.
Yeah, sorry. The Roomba decided to go off-roading outside. Yeah, 5 houses total, 2 duplexes and a single.
And then do they have an asking price? It's on market, right?
497 for the 7,500 square feet lots and 450 for the 5,000 square foot lot. We priced it a little below the comps just to unload them, quickly, make it a deal, especially for, the network that we're in. They want it to be profitable for the next people. And they're already subdivided. So you could buy all 3, or you could there is an interested party in the back one right now, but we're still working out terms.
So 497 for 2 of for the front one, and then 500 for the back 2.
5 square foot lots are 497. The 5,000 square foot lots 450. It comes out to I think 1.44 for the 20,000 square feet total. And they've already verbally agreed to 1.4 for all 3 of them if someone wanted to buy the whole development.
1.4 million?
Yeah.
Not 1.04, right? 1.4. Okay, so
otherwise that would be buy 2 get 1 free.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's kind of cheap.
I'll take that deal.
Possibly fit 5 units on there.
I think we all would.
Yeah. Okay, well, if anybody,
honestly, anyone who can do ground up, anyone who can do development, it's so cookie cutter. It's so just no brainer. They're level, they're cleared, everything's already done. It's halfway through the permitting process. Plans are already in place for the duplexes. So pretty much just someone has to come in with new capital, and it's a great deal.
I tell you what, the plans, because I know this development. In fact, I think we did the loan, the land loan. The plans are very similar. They worked off of our plans with our permission. They use our plans, and I'll tell you, these houses are beautiful, and right in Makaha where we need housing, and kind of like the last kind of affordable area on the island. So if anybody is willing to take on the job, I think it's a good deal. But again, it is ground up. So the good thing the interesting thing about going into 2023 and kind of the space we're in is, what strategy are we going to play is going to work best, right? And you're hearing advice from, okay, house flipping is too dangerous, stay away from that, or ground up development, you never want to be holding on to dirt when you're in a recession. Or maybe it's apartments, rents, they keep going up, maybe we go over there. So what I see is, want to make sure is like, we don't lose focus, because all strategies are great strategies. Some strategies, of course, you can't utilize in certain markets, and some strategies shine really well in certain markets. So we just have to understand the fundamentals and where we're heading, right? And I think with ground up construction, even if the market turns, right, and it has already, it's turning, and nobody really knows how long it's gonna last. But if you buy right, then it's still hard to lose, because if you buy right, you're insulating yourself, you're insulating yourself from the risk. And ultimately, we're investors, so we make our decisions based off risk and return, right? Is it worth it? So that's about 1.4 million for the whole development, which is about 280 a lot. I just got appraised for these kind of exact plans for 860,000 for the new ground up houses that we're about to go to market soon in Makaha, right down the road. So we'll see to what happens with us. I'm not banking on us getting 860. I think, but I don't know. I've been wrong before. But the plans for these houses are our houses, basically. So maybe we should do a tour of the houses, because man, you walk through these houses, it's beautiful. I know Alex was there, he took a video, and usually I don't get too emotional about it, or like I'm not too impressed, because I see houses all the time, but walking through these ones, like, I'm proud, and that's how we all want to be. We want to stand proud in front of our projects and the houses that we're putting out there. So if anybody's looking to get into a ground up deal, then contact Ashley. Joe, you had something?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, like, so there is a lot of, like, the market has had some really interesting swings the past 2 years, and it's true that so it's true that investors make decisions based on like risk and reward, but at the same time, if you do nothing at all and just wait, or fear the market conditions, then you can't lose, but you can't win either. So if you have to do something in order to get a win. And then Ashley, I just wanted to ask you too, so that price for the land, was that based on land value, or did you have any value contribution to the work done for the permitting and stuff?
That's just land value. The rest is bonus.
The plans are in for permitting though, and
Yeah.
I don't see why they wouldn't get denied, because it's the same house as ours. It's same, so it should be fine. And Makaha
Actually, it
side,
should get
they don't
approved.
have wastewater capacity issues.
So did
that
you
I've seen.
guys see? So you guys have used these plans and got them permitted and all of that already before, yeah?
Yeah, we usually use
Well,
kind of the same plan. It'll change here and there, and it's changed over the years. Now the hallways are like bigger, the ceilings are taller. It's definitely a nicer house. We've gotten better over the years. But even these plans were kind of shared to me as well from a friend. So I
Yeah.
think it's great. Like, once we have a model that works, like, if we can be efficient about it, right, then we can bring, we can get permits approved quicker, and people into nice houses, like more supply.
Mhm.
So I don't think you don't always got to go build something, custom, or one, it's very expensive. Two, it might take a little longer through permitting, depending on how unique the structure or the building is, house is. And then if you ever need to sell, or if you ever want to sell, sometimes if you build something too unique, you shrink your buyer pool on the back end, right?
Mhm.
So like when I was in Vegas, we were looking at a couple of condo units for the company, and one unit is it fits our company to the T. I mean, even we have the same pillows in the office, like same color, so it looks like it was designed for us. But when you walk through, you can tell why they're going to have a hard time selling it, because it's too custom, even though it's beautiful, even though it looks like a man cave, so it's like, yeah, we learned that lesson early on, right? That's 101. Like if you're flipping a house, you don't flip it to what you like. You want to try to stay neutral, have a few features in the house that pop or are unique. But like the whole design of the house, especially if you're developing and trying to hit scale, you want to try to stay away from so much like custom work, because one, it might be hard to sell on the back end. Not everyone likes, super custom like your style. And two, it's hard to scale. Yeah,
Yeah,
great
actually,
point.
that was going to be my next comment too. I spoke with the DPP recently about because I had the same question for a different deal I was looking at, and that was something they said about the permitting. If it's been done before, then it's a lot faster and easier for them to do it because they don't have to repeat a whole bunch of steps that they would for a new project versus one that's already been approved
Yeah.
before.
And I have a
Your
short sale.
reputation
Oh, I have
matters
a-
too in DPP, because, and when I say reputation, it's not even necessarily track record. Like they don't look at that, right? But like it's more like if your name keeps coming up where you're being red tagged because they tell you to stop work, but you keep working, or you do work, without a permit and you're told to stop and you don't stop. Yeah, like, and your permits, your plans keep coming back. If your name keeps coming up and they know you in there, hopefully they're changing it around so it's not like this anymore. But I know for a fact, because I've been told by somebody who worked in there, that they'll put you at the bottom, so of the stack. So we want to do our best to, I mean, that's not right, but we have to play the game, and we just adapt, and we have to make sure that our plans are clean. The people who are submitting them, even, or dealing directly with the reviewers, like you make sure that they're personable too, right? Like we don't want anyone representing us, even though sometimes you're just hiring them for their work, they're still kind of a representation of us. And if they're an asshole in there, like, and your name's on the permit, and they keep, they're going to associate and they're going to put you at the bottom, you'll never get your permit. So hopefully it's not like that anymore, like, because it sounds like they've been shaking things up, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, real estate, it really is a people business more than it is anything else. And the nature of people, we have biases, we have, even the idea of economics. I remember I was reading in this book, and it was kind of funny because they was talking about politicians, and it was like, there's no getting around the fact that politicians are going to do what's in their best interest, because that's what everybody does. That's just human nature. You're gonna, yeah. So if you're pissing someone off, then they're gonna, I'll get to that later.
Yeah.
And I don't think stuff like that will ever change. But if you are personable and all of that, then it's in their best interest to work with you first, because it's you're not going to give them a crappy day or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Ashley,
I also
I have one more. I still have that other development in Wanalua Gardens, that 9-unit CPR. That's a higher price point, definitely a higher level for not your weak hearted. 70
it's
foot
gotta be
slope.
advanced.
Yeah, so people who aren't afraid of retaining walls, but just to put in perspective, to have 5 unit opportunity for 1.4 flat level lot, it's pretty great. And also in the west side, I have a short sale. The situation, I'd love to get this family out of it. It wasn't going to be a short sale, but it pivoted that way because we just got slapped unknowingly with a bunch of they did with a bunch of fines and penalties, but we're listed at 620. Current market value is probably closer to 650, 660. If someone comes in at that price, we could avoid a short sale, and then you don't have to go through the process. But if someone wants to come in lower, the short sale process has been triggered. It's at the very beginning. It's on the beach side of Lulule, right by Alta, where I have a listing Alta Street with the pool. It's on that side. You can see the beach when you come out of the driveway. You're like 3 houses back. So it's a good location, really good. That one, it's a 4-bedroom. It's almost 2,000 square feet. It's got a fenced yard. And so anybody who's interested and just wants to put in an offer, it would be small margins, but the family dynamic, the wife is trying to separate from an abusive husband, and she's hiding in a homeless shelter with her autistic son, and they had to abandon the property as is with all their belongings in it. So it's a touchy situation. I would just love to get them out of it as soon as possible. So even if it's not a flip, but any family or friends that are looking for, a home that's got great value, I just want to put that out there.
Well, I'd like to, sweetie, one day maybe you can come on and talk about this one, because I think, we talk about leads, needs, and good deeds, right? A good deed is what Ashley and her team are doing for this family, and it's still in progress. But we were talking about it earlier, because there is even a point where it's like, how much do we risk, having to chase, and help someone who's needs help, and you think about it, it's like whatever it takes, because and the family, I mean, I want Ashley to tell it, so I don't want to give too much, and plus I probably cannot right now since it's still ongoing. But I guess my point would be that us as investors, like how I mentioned a couple weeks ago, if you were on, I was giving my presentation, we need to understand our value to the market, okay? And our value isn't just like us buying houses and renovating them. Like, we provide so much value. That's just one aspect, right? We also help investors, like local everyday people, build their wealth, and have it an avenue for them to invest in a vehicle that is a lot more secure and pays an exponentially higher return than if they were to roll the dice in the market, right? So and part of our value too is sometimes people need help, and there's no one else that can help them except for people like Ashley, her team, us on the call. Because if you're on this call, somewhere along the lines, you learned something about real estate, finance, investing, entrepreneurship, and all the things that come, all the attributes that you need to have to be an entrepreneur, to run a good business, to do business fairly, right? So if you're on this call and we're heading into the new year, I'd like us to understand what our value really is out there, because when you put that first, I know it's almost said too much because it almost sounds cheesy nowadays, but it's like the more you give, the more you get, right? And when you put that first, everything else just happens. It's magic, and I think with us, we can help homeowners and people with the knowledge that we have. Like, I'm so blessed to have stumbled into real estate finance and have been mentored by the right people. I'm blessed that I've made mistakes, some small, many small ones, and some big ones. I'm blessed for those, because like now I've learned so much, and now as we learn and do deals and experience and make money and help people, I think the next step, the next duty is to spread it, share it, like help educate other people. You know, this is life-changing information. Like I tell a story about Auntie down the road that changed her life. Investing with us changed her life. And it's not just investing with us like monetarily, it was just being that little spark for her, because once she learned one strategy, and then now she has almost instant cash flow, passive, much more secure, right? Then now the next step is for her is, what else do I not know, right? And then you go to the next strategy and the next strategy. So the real value we have to offer is what we are learning every day in this business, especially now when there's going to be a lot of distress, a lot of distress, a lot of people hitting hard times. We haven't even seen the unemployment rate go down really yet, or like go up. It's still, so we don't know where this is going to go, right? So, I mean, Jerome Powell and the Fed were very clear, and he hasn't swayed from his word yet, but he said he's not going to stop until inflation is down into 2%. And with all the rate hikes, it hasn't really budged. I mean, it's starting to move. And also unemployment, until unemployment goes up. And we haven't really hit that yet. So unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of distress. There's going to be a lot of people perhaps that lose their jobs, right? And can't pay their rent or their mortgage. So like I've said time and time before, heading into this, is that it's our duty to be out there. Like K. Cole made a comment saying that, like during the good times, everybody's winning and it's very competitive. So you have people sitting on the sidelines saying like, oh, this market's too crazy. I can't wait for, a correction. I can't wait. Prices are too high. They need to come down. And that was probably true, right? But now prices are coming down, across the nation, prices are coming down. So, and kind of quickly in some areas. And the conversation now is, wow, this market's crazy. Like, it's too risky to play in this market. Anyone buying in this market is an idiot, kind of thing. So it's like, it's the same guys that are saying they can't wait for a recession. They can't wait for a correction. It's just people who will stay on the sidelines, because they're scared. But what I say is that we have knowledge, and as long as you've studied, and you have the right people around you, and you're not reckless, then trust what you've learned, because like it's true. Most real estate investors and developers build their wealth through recessions, but the good ones, while on the way building their wealth, the good ones make a huge impact. There's developers out there suffering in Vegas right now, trying to offload their projects. No one's going to buy those unfinished projects except for guys like us, and like Ashley said, with her project out there on the West Side, is like sometimes like either the developer or the investor runs out of time. Maybe their note's maturing, or it's going to adjust, and they know the rates are crazy right now, so it's probably going to adjust pretty big, so they would need to get out. Sometimes it's just, it wasn't right for that player, but it doesn't mean that the game's over. Someone else can take over the project with fresh capital and a fresh term and smash it out of the park, so and Joe and I had a conversation about this recently too. It's like sometimes there's a great deal on the table, but it's not a great deal for you. Sometimes it's timing, so it doesn't, when we're out there, I feel, whether in good times, bad times, savvy investors, they never sit on the sidelines ever. They're always out there providing value, leading and being an impact in the community. So yeah. Now I just
Corey,
went on a huge monologue.
No, that was really great. And going along with that, like the impact that real estate investing has on the community, like the definition of power is the ability to influence. So land is the most powerful asset out there. You have the greatest ability to influence everything. the direction that development goes, like how a city is gonna, but what we do now with real estate affects generations. It's not just about generational wealth. It actually, we're actually directing social progression and how that's going to impact families, how that's going to, for the good or for the bad. And so that to me, real estate investing, what it's all about is understanding that and creating a solution that works for everyone. And if it's
We're
not a deal
problem
for you,
solvers.
yeah, exactly. And by the benefit of having a network and the benefit of having, however many people are on this call, is that even in a circumstance where it's not a good deal for you, there's probably someone that it is a good deal for. And there is a way to find a way to make a win for everyone, and even for yourself in that instance. And in this case, it's great because finding a win on this property would change the life of a mother escaping abuse, caring for her autistic child. Like, that's hard. I guarantee you, if any one of us was stuck in that position, we would be praying every day for
And imagine
someone
not
to
knowing
come in.
anything about real estate
Yeah,
or finance,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you're going through that, and now you're tied to this asset, and you need to, get out without having it be foreclosed on you or go through
Well,
short
that's
sale.
the other thing too, is that there's a very short window of time that this spouse will cooperate in signing documents based off of, I think, just circumstances. And, we have this short window, and that's why we rushed on market with whatever we thought we could close, all the debt with. Ended up not being enough. We need to go at least 655 right now, or 660, which is about market value, but we priced it below in order to avoid the short sale, because we don't know if he's going to be cooperative, 3 months down the road or 6 months down the road, however long it takes. We don't know if we don't know what will happen. So my heart breaks for them, and it's such a great property. There's not enough room. I think the after repair value would be, probably around 750 to no more than 8, depending on what you did. So there's not a huge,
How much
profit
would it
margin
rent
there.
for?
So it's west side, probably 33,000 to probably around the 3,000, maybe 3,200 range if someone did a really great job. It's just the selling point is that proximity to the beach, and it does have solar. I think it has 26 panels or 21 panels.
It's 36. I was just looking at the listing you sent me.
Oh,
And they're all
36.
owned, right? Yeah.
They're
yeah.
all owned outright. So it does have some plumbing work that needs to get done, honestly, with paint, exterior, interior appliances, new flooring, and then it needs some underground plumbing work. It would turn on really quick as skylights and stuff. It's not bad. And there's a lot of stuff inside the house too that could be sold or donated as well. So
Let's help
really just
Ashley
someone,
think, like, who would be the buyer for this? Because this is going to be tough for any investor, because one, it's not going to cash flow. Two, you're buying high.
I think it's
in a
really
down
for
market.
somebody who needs it would be priced at market right
You
now.
need to
If someone
sell it
came in,
to
they'd have
someone,
instant.
yeah, who's a GC, who's gonna want to live there, I think, 'cause
Even
they
if
could save
someone
on the-
moved in personally and they put in 50,000 and then it was just their family home, they'd still have instant equity. They'd still have a product. If they need a plan B to get out right away, they'd still be able to get out without being under. So I
Mm,
think for anyone who is looking for a primary, that is
Yeah.
looking for a deal, doesn't want to pay market value, wants to pay below market value and put in a little sweat equity and then have value.
yeah, I think that's the buyer.
What were the comps at that you were seeing?
And the as is
Just like a
condition,
range? Yeah.
650 to 660. So we priced it
Okay.
at 620. Just
Yeah.
try to fire.
Okay. It sounds like a
Um,
great owner user property. I agree. Who's in that price range?
But it's a
What's the
short sale, so
conforming limit?
technically anybody can put in an offer for 450 if they wanted to. The bank probably won't take it, but if someone wanted to go through the short sale process, in theory, you can put in any offer. So
I wonder Is it a jumbo loan on it right now?
No, they owe 580 plus 25,000 and fines, penalties and stuff.
And they're in debt, so they can't do like a seller financing thing, right?
No, that's what we were originally trying to do. We are trying to take over, do an assumption and,
Yeah.
try to get it rented out until the divorce papers could go through so we could not wait on the spouse's signatures. But then the spouse became cooperative, very cooperative right now. So I think they just
Hmm.
want to get out. But short sale, we have a short sale specialist. They'll help facilitate it, hopefully take 3 to 6 months minimum. If someone doesn't want to, come in at whatever it costs to pay it off.
Mhm.
I
Have you
have
talked
one more
to
need.
Joel and Mary Ann guys about this one?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, what's the other need?
I feel bad. I feel like if anyone else has a need or a good deed,
Don't
please
feel bad, just go.
speak. Okay. So we officially we just opened up, signed a space co-working. So we're going to be opening up a co-working space in Hawaii Kai next to Roy's. This space is going to be open to everyone, just like a standard co-working space. Meetups would have to be after hours. There's a couple offices in that space available for rent if people wanted to. We're going to do hard hat tours January and February to raise a bit of capital. So the hard hat tours are for anybody who's interested in the co-working space down the line. If you go and you pay for your first month, then you'll get $50 off your first 3 months once it's open. So just a small incentive if you plan on using a co-working space anyways, and you just want to front the monthly cost. It's a small investment. You save $150. And then we'll also have a podcast room in that space too. That's a separate entity for anyone who's looking to do podcasts. They can sign up on that membership and we'll have a room studio equipped and video editing included as well. So we're looking for people who are wanting a co-working space to sign up for the hard hat tours this month or January.
Do
Wanna
you have
explain
like
what
a
hard hat
flyer for
tour
that
is?
with?
I have the website. I'll send it in the group chat. And we are working on renderings right now. We just signed on the space, I think last week. So we're getting the renderings hopefully in the next week or two. But I'll send the link in the chat if anyone wants to sign up for it.
Nice. Well, and I think how many people can the podcast room hold?
4.
Oh, okay. We're thinking about doing something with the office. But I would want like everyone on it. Maybe
Well,
we
this
rotate.
is step 1. So my main goal is to have podcast room, like warehouses where it's all different themed podcast rooms. But this is going to
Like a
be our
studio.
starter studio.
Nice. Well, there you go. Drop the info in the chat.
I will.
Go support Ashley.
I'd love anybody who does co-working. I know that's not everyone's thing, but anyone who does and wants it on the east side, feel free to support because it's a
It's a
big
great
venture.
location too.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that it's an amazing location and it's a great idea. There's a need
It
for
is
it for sure.
Parking is plentiful. There's lots of food close by. Plus, we need to do Costco runs after. Everything's just right there. It's great, and you get to look at the water.
Well,
Okay, I'll put
congratulations
it in
on
the chat.
getting the space.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else have any needs, leads, good deeds? If not, we can rock and roll forward. Man, it's almost 11 already. What? How'd that happen? Okay. All right. Maybe we don't have time to pass the mic to really talk about what everyone's doing. But if anybody, first of all, wants to unmute and share to hold themselves accountable, this is a recorded call and we can refer back. So, but what I'm saying like to our team and even myself is like, if I got goals, like, well, one, it's hard for me to keep stuff anyways inside. I'm pretty transparent. I wear my heart on my sleeve. But my opinion is if you got goals and you got dreams, like speak them loud, speak them proud, because one, you need to speak it into existence. It first starts with the thought, and then you have to speak it. And two, it'll hold you accountable, so that, the more people you tell, especially ones close to you, and the ones even not as close to you, but you wanna earn their respect, is like, tell as many people as you can. Some may doubt you, some may, encourage you and believe in you, but ultimately it doesn't matter. You're speaking it for yourself, so when you speak it out loud, you're holding yourself accountable, and nobody wants to be a walking mouth, right? So if you got the courage to speak your goals and your dreams, then feel free to unmute. I know, like, I used the weekend to kind of this last weekend to brainstorm and think about my goals. So I understand if nobody's really ready yet, but kind of got a couple of days, so.
Yeah, Corey, I just wanted to say something real quick. I just wanted to say I really love the direction this conversation is, going, and the opportunity to be here. I never thought I'd ever be a part of anything like this. I definitely have a goal for my future. I want to be successful. I like to carry myself as a professional. So just to be here in the room with you guys and kind of listening, I'm not exactly sure what is going on, but I'm paying attention as much as possible, because I see myself doing something similar one day. But for now, I just leave all doors open and learn as much as I can. But I really, really appreciate and am grateful, super grateful, and feel blessed as well to be in this room. I believe nothing happens by coincidence. And the moves that I've taken thus far and the things that I'm doing, I feel like this is a part of what I've been manifesting for myself in the future. So I just feel blessed to be here. I'm grateful for everybody else who is talking about what they're doing. I learned a little bit, and I just really hope to continue this relationship. And with everybody, I mean, feel free to leave your guys' information in there, and our department will definitely reach out to every single one of you. One thing about Habilitat is we do have a small army over here of people who are willing to put in hard work. And we're always, not only for corporate sponsorships or things like that, but we do hire out for other things. If you guys need any land maintenance, remodeling work, vinyl fencing for your properties, whatever it is to raise the value, that's one of the things that we do. That's one of the departments that we have, and we'd love to get involved. There's definitely partnership opportunities in that area as well, not just the donations and the sponsorships and the stuff like that, but we really encompass a whole lot of things over here. But overall, I'm so grateful to hear the messages that you guys had to share, because that's what this place is all about. I've been taught that a giver's hands are always full. And if you help somebody else, then it comes back 100-fold, so I just want to say I really appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful new year. If you don't mind, my friends and associates over here sharing their experience on the Zoom meeting, that would be awesome.
Yeah, quickly, just to add to that, I really enjoyed the insight you provided. Our knowledge that we carry and teaching the next person is one of our biggest strengths. And that's one of the main things I got from this. For all of you folks to come in and be able to pass some of the knowledge that you possess onto us is an amazing good deed. I'm kind of trying to catch on to the terminology of the meetings, but yeah, we're very grateful for that. And if any of you folks are ever interested in coming over to our campus, maybe incorporating some of that teaching with the residents here, I think that'd be super beneficial to, not only Habilitat, but the communities around Hawaii. The more valuable people we have in our communities overall is just going to boost the economy. One of the biggest things is the male not having a job in the household, and that's going to create friction and lower income rates. And overall, I think that if you guys were to come here and teach something, even maybe just like a leadership seminar or something along those lines, we'd always extend an open invite to you and any of your team members. We're very grateful for it. We are perpetual students, lifelong learners, and I look forward to working with you folks in this upcoming year.
Thank you guys so much. Like, you guys are in the right room, I'll tell you that. I do want to get involved. More, especially this last year, it's become more prevalent to me what my purpose is. And my purpose is, I think it's becoming more clear where like I'm born and raised local boy here too. And I've just been blessed to have been educated in finance and real estate and investing, entrepreneurship. I was led properly, I feel. Yes, I had attributes, I have a strong work ethic, I have a strong moral compass, I'm great with people. But really it's nothing like that anyone can learn, at least at a bare. Maybe you don't want to be a professional real estate investor, right? Maybe you do, but I think everybody at the core should know some of these basic strategies. Just like I tell this story about Auntie down the road, and I'll just tell it for you guys. And so when we flip houses, we borrow money, right? We don't use our own money to flip houses. And so when we flip houses, especially in a market like Hawaii, right, where we live on an island and there's limited inventory, right? So inventory meaning houses, there's limited land, there's limited real estate, and this island is not producing anymore, right? So we have a finite resource in real estate, in land here in Hawaii, and we have international demand. Everybody wants a piece of Hawaii, right? We have buyers from China, Korea, Australia, Canada, Japan, everywhere. So what happens when you have low supply and extraordinary demand? Prices go up, right? So the reason why local people, and it's not just Hawaii, it's every, other markets too, because we're 3.8 million units short nationwide, right? So, but especially in Hawaii, since we're also represented by every branch of the military here, right? That's hundreds of thousands of transactions like happening all the time. So if we know that there's extra high demand and low supply, then we should, if we understand basic economics, and some people don't, I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all, because I wasn't educated growing up in any of this, especially in high school, right? And so when you have low supply, high demand, prices go up, right? It's inflation. And so I feel it's my duty to educate local people of what I learned, because I understand, I'm not behind the computer blaming realtors or politicians or developers or investors, like a lot of people do. They like to, take the victim mentality and blame, point fingers. That's not leadership, and leadership is taking ownership. And sweetie, I hope you don't tell, if you don't mind, I tell this story, but so Ashley is my other half, right? She's blonde hair, blue eyes, and she's a realtor, a high performing realtor. She sells, her houses. She'll put it on Instagram when she's selling her houses, because that's her job, right? And every now and then you'll get the comments from people who are just ignorant. They're of like, go home, Howley, stop selling our land. And in my initial reaction is to get defensive, right? But if we do want to be leaders within our community, I have to take ownership. I have to take ownership, because I was blessed to be educated. I was blessed to be mentored properly, and so for me, I have to take ownership. I'm not out there enough educating local people, because the problem's not the reason why prices are so high and they keep going up in Hawaii is not because of realtors, politicians, developers, investors. It's because of basic economics, supply and demand. Okay, so if we understood that, and if we had more people to understand that, maybe there'll be less of that, prejudice. That's ignorance. To me, that's shameful. That's embarrassing. I'm a local boy. I'm born, I'm never leaving here. This is my home. Like and so it kind of, at first I get offended, but I also feel that it's my duty to, and all of ours, to take it upon ourselves to educate everyone who walks through this door. Like, I'm gonna give them my all, because, and one day maybe that will be my sole focus, is to just give back by educating, because I know why people are getting priced out of paradise. It's because they don't have the financial education that I have, the knowledge that was passed to me. And if I don't spread it even farther than the mentors that I learned from, than they did, then I feel like I've failed, because nobody should be priced out of home. It's not, I can't afford it. It's how can I afford it? Right. And there's too many people, I feel that local people who take the easy way out. They take the easy way out. The easy way is to just point the finger at someone else, but if you understand what we do here, that what we do is, all of us here on the call, we're taking ownership of our lives. When you pursue financial freedom for yourself and for your family and the ones you care about, that's honorable. What's not honorable is leaving comments like that. And Ashley's not the only one. Jeremy here, he gets hate all the time because he's out there big time on Instagram, TikTok, and all that. He puts himself out there. He has courage, only to be chastised by the loud few, And I feel that no matter what, you're going to have the loud few who just want to be loud, but those people are influencing others. And they're inheriting that mindset, the victim mentality. And I don't like that, because look, the land was stolen. It was stolen, but what are our options here? Sit on the sideline, play victim and point blame, or do we take ownership? And taking ownership would be coming on the calls like you guys did, like coming on the calls, hearing the conversation, and then deciding for yourself, like what's right for you, because the land was stolen, and a lot of some of the local people, I have respect for them if they truly feel that way, the sovereignty. Like, I'm not talking about those people. They have every right to stake their claim and fight for their culture, but I'm talking about those who still live off the US dollar, who they're not all in, they pay their taxes, but they still have those strong opinions that are influencing others. And I feel that that's a victim mentality, and Hawaiians weren't victims. They were warriors. Like, they'd be shamed right now if they saw that. So I'm very clear with what I believe, and maybe I am the right guy to speak this, and we're closing a big deal. It's going to be our biggest deal, but the developers, like, I pray for them, man, because they're going to get backlash from the community, but we are in talks with possibly being a voice for them, because they came through us, a small local company, to get financing. And I'll be grateful for that. So if this deal closes, then I might be that voice, and this is a high profile project in Hawaii. So it's going to hit the news. It's all that. And so maybe I am the guy, because come tell me I'm Haole. I'm not Haole. Ashley's not Haole. She's Caucasian. Like, she's been here over a decade. She knows this land inside and out, probably better than most of those people. She probably has done more good than any of those people leaving comments, sitting, being victim, pointing fingers. That does nothing. That serves no one. We're making a way bigger impact. So, but it comes a point where the noise gets too loud, where you got to put an end to it, So, and it's not just put an end to it, it's because I feel it's such a shame that people they're not educated, so some of them don't even know that they're just pointing fingers and blaming and not being a productive citizen by doing that. Sometimes you have to give people hard words, to tell them, like, look, it's not anyone's fault but yours. Like, you gotta take ownership of your finances. Don't rely on the government. Like, if the government helps you, great, but don't rely on the government. No handouts here. We're not here for participation trophies. If you're here for a participation trophy, you guys remember that era, then get lost. We take ownership of our lives. Don't you want to, like, when you hit success, like, don't you want to know that you didn't come into money because you won the lottery? Like, I want to work for this. I want to know that when I hit success, nobody can say anything to me.
Yeah.
Because
That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing about Habilitat too, is that it really cultivates leaders and independence within ourselves. Like, everything that you are seeing is in complete alignment with what it is that we learn here. A lot of that's probably one of the biggest behaviors, not just from people like us, but just in general, like you're seeing people who are ignorant, is that they can't find their part in what it is that's happening. And if you don't like it, what are you gonna do to change it?
yes,
You know what I mean? I was also born here. I'm Hawaiian. My grandma's probably one of the last pure Hawaiians left living, and Hawaiian is a mindset. It's what kind of heart that you have caring for other people. So I definitely think there's gonna be some huge opportunities as far as community wise, getting out there and doing things in the community to give back. I think that could definitely be a great partnership that we could have as well. Supporting you guys, doing some PR work, whatever it may be. Habilitat, the place has changed lives for over 50 years. And another thing I like that you said about not getting government funding, we don't get government funding either. This
Yeah.
place is completely self-sustaining through our different vocational training programs that we have. And it has been for as long as we've been open, and through people with great hearts who support us, so. Yeah, for sure. This is my friend Corey too. I just wanted to let him get in on this conversation.
How you doing? One thing I can say is that I truly do admire the playing a victim. That's something we really abide by here. You gotta take complete ownership in everything we do. Every time we do a job, we represent that job. The crowd we're with, they represent us, and I really value the fact that you wear your heart on your sleeve. I'm a firm believer of speaking your mind and being consistent in following goals, especially when you're doing well, because sometimes when you're doing well, you get blind to the fact of what you gotta work on. Over here in Habilitat, the main goal is to stay consistent in making goals, even if it's just a small goal to a medium goal to a big goal that you really wanna shoot for. And you're right, I do believe that once you start speaking it out there, telling your close friends about it, telling the people you work with, the people you network it, blog it, whatever you have to do. Once it's out there, it's like, you're raising your bar higher. So now everybody sees what you want to accomplish, especially if they look up to you, especially if they admire you and what you do. So now you put it out there to be able to keep that motivation for yourself. Like, you know what? I really care about the people I network with. I care about the relationships I make, and I want to succeed because firstly, I want to do this for myself, and I want to do this because I want my team with me and to believe in me. So I really appreciate my colleague Kayeve bringing me in here. We're a team full of money motivated hustlers to do well for the state of Hawaii. Do this the right way.
Let's go, man.
That should be your slogan.
We came from a path of unfortunate circumstances, but I guarantee you the heart, mind, and soul of the people that we have here, it's instilled in them the type of life we come from, of the life where we always wanted to be. Now we get a chance to do it. And everything aside, Habilitat is the toughest program in the nation. And once these companies we connect with see that we're a graduate of Habilitat, it's like that second chance comes as a miracle, and we work harder than anything you've ever seen that a college degree can live. I admire you and appreciate being able to be involved with this meeting, getting to see the way you guys work. Real estate is something that is really interesting, just seeing And any company can do that with us. We're so captivated in being able to learn what you successful business entrepreneurs are doing, and we're really captivated, and it's something we really choose to learn. We speak a lot and get involved here, but when it's time to listen, we're all ears and willing to take in everything we can learn. Aloha.
Oh man, I love it. Thank you. Thank you guys. I want to be in that room with you guys. You know, you said that the Habilitat program is the hardest in the nation.
Yo,
Just from
that's right.
hearing you guys speak and how you carry yourself, I can tell it probably was. It probably was a tough program. And I want to
Yeah.
learn all about it. I want to be a part of it.
It
If you guys
still
don't
is,
have
we're still residents, we're still in the program.
I want to hear all
We're still
about
in
it.
the program. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we love
I'll
to have you
definitely.
and your team. Bring everybody over here too, you know, we can set up anybody on
Let's
this
go.
meeting right now. If you guys wanna set something up, we love to have all you guys. We have an amazing culinary department. We eat good every single day, all 3 meals, you know, this stuff, for real.
Oh, now I'm
for
sold.
real.
Bro,
For real.
you gotta be careful with those
Fresh
words.
salad
With
bar every
Yeah.
day, something different. It's not the same set menu, you know. If we know you're coming, we'll try to set up something special. You know what I mean? But yeah,
well,
for real.
Kayeve and team, like, of course, I would love to come sit down and be in the room, your guys' room. And I'm sure everybody on the call will reach out, you know, and you're gonna get heavy support. I've been waiting to align with a group, an organization I believe in, and the people who I can work with. Like, I think this is, yeah. And I'm glad that Layla has reached out already. And
Yeah.
thank you for coming on the call.
Definitely. Thank you for having us. Blessed to be here. I look forward to this new year. I see, so every year we have a trend of the year, right? We have about 120 residents here, most of us on full scholarships. And one of the rules that we have here is everybody must get involved in everything that goes on. So everybody needs to drop a suggestion. You know, everybody needs to, and that trend of the year kind of determines what it is that we're gonna learn that year, what kind of things that we're gonna have to go through. So when I first got here, it was the year of perseverance. I got through that year. I persevered. This year was the year of resilience. I had to go through some really tough things. I had to be resilient. This year is over, thank God. What's coming up next year is, I believe for me, it's gonna be the year of excellence. You know, where I strive to do my
Amen.
best in everything I do and that I accomplish some goals, you know, so.
What do you call that exercise?
Exercise.
Is there a
We
name
call
to it or
that-
anything?
So we call it a trend.
A trend? Okay.
Like TREND, right? So we have a trend of the year, and then every week we have a trend of the week, which kind of determines the direction. It's what the staff here used to kind of guide the direction of the whole house. So we're all in the same kind of mindset, thinking the same thing. You know what I mean? We're all thinking the same thing, working towards a common goal, one family, one movement, one common goal. And then throughout that weekly trend, there's a daily trend, right? Like a saying, a motivational saying or something to think about for the day. You know, and that kind of directs us, and it's really cool when, like you said, you speak it, right? You stand accountable for that. You
Yep.
speak it. This is what I'm saying. Now I have to live up to what I'm saying because I don't want to be a hypocrite, right? I
Exactly.
don't want to just talk and not live up to what I'm saying, or else it doesn't hold any value. It doesn't hold any weight. You know, so we're held to the highest standard over here. And it's not that the staff members hold us, we hold each other to that standard. Like, you falling short, like you said, sometimes it may be hard words. Never hurtful though. You know, never hurtful or like intentionally ill will kind. It's like, hey bro, you're falling short. You know what I mean? And then you come with the solution. You don't just point out the problem. You help correct
Yes.
it, right?
Yep.
That's the biggest thing. Anybody, like you say, anybody can point and say, this is wrong, that's wrong, you did that, well, what am I gonna do to help fix that? And
Yeah.
that's what we do here, you know?
Man, I already, because like leadership is something I'm trying to, you know, get better, because in business, like it's people compare it to sports, right? Like, but in business, you get the same team every year for the most part. You know, there's no tradesies, there's no, like, none of that. and so the only way to really get better is that the team that you got grows, right?
Yeah.
And, growth is uncomfortable, it's scary, and that just like as much as there is my opinion to speak your goals and your dreams loud and proud, there's also the other side to that where, people are saying like, hey, stay quiet about it, just work and then show them, and that's fine too, but to me, that's a little bit more scarcity mindset, and where like, and it leaves that little crack open for people to burst through and use that as a crutch and an excuse to why they don't, hit their goals. Because if they fail, nobody knows, and I think the person, if you line up two people who spoke his dreams and goals to everyone and anyone, and the other who took the other approach or staying silent and trying to show it more, I think the guy who is loud and proud is going to hit success first. If I had to bet, right? So why not take that road where your odds are probably likely higher, because
we combine the two, the hard work with the speaking your intentions, because it's important you speak it into reality. And then you follow through with the work that you put in.
Absolutely.
You have to stand for something.
Yeah, I think that saying is mainly to address the fact that, hey, just be humble. You don't have to be bragging about what you're doing and all that. So if that's the case, then that's good advice. But like you said, maybe there's a balance between the two. Speak your goals loud and proud, in your dreams loud and proud, but you better put your head down and get to work, because you're gonna have to fulfill those words. And unless you don't care what people think, that trust your words, but if you have self-respect, like you're gonna do your best to honor those words. And maybe you don't hit your dreams and your goals, but you went pretty far, then and people got something to say, then that's on them. That's noise. Like the thing is with your dreams and goals, you have to be very specific. But like you said, you guys do it daily. Like maybe it's a word of the day that you're focusing on, meditating on. I think what's great about that exercise is that you immediately hit the day with you in control, because you're intentional about something, right? And just the fact that you're intentional about something means that you're taking control of your day. The moment like maybe a call comes in, you answer it, it's a problem, like you lost control, and so I am the worst to be even speaking this, because I need to work on that, right? But we all have stuff to work on. The first thing is to acknowledge our faults, our weaknesses, be true, and speak your goals loud and proud, your dreams, because you can hold yourself accountable. But also, like if you don't hit your goals, you'll go pretty far. I bet you go pretty far anyways, and farther than anyone else on the sidelines judging you, right?
I'd rather be in the ring than on the sidelines wishing like, oh, should I try, should I not? I'm just like at a point where I've been taught to just go after it. That used to be my biggest downfall, is my fear of failure, the uncomfortability of not knowing what's gonna happen next. Now it's like super exciting, because if I do my best, I'm probably gonna get something a lot better than I could ever imagine.
And even if you fail, even if you fail horribly, like you at least like you had the courage to pursue, and that's, I think, ultimately what life is. It's not like success is measured differently to different people, but the only person you really got to answer is yourself, at the end of the day. So I think there is one exception, I'd say, to speaking your goals loud and proud, and I'd say is sometimes you do have to guard your dreams, and sometimes you do have to guard your dreams from those who love you the most, and it's not because they want to see you fail, sometimes, but most of the time they're afraid for you. they don't want you to get hurt, and so sometimes you do have to, I feel, guard your dreams because you don't want to cause the anxiety. You know what you're doing, as long as you believe in what you're doing. We go to our loved ones when we need advice and an arm over the shoulder, but if you know that this is your dream and this is your purpose and you want financial freedom and you want to pass that to your family members, even though they don't understand yet, then maybe you do have to guard your dreams, right? And show them. But to your peers and to people around you who will listen and who understand what you're doing and going through, like I say, let's hold ourselves accountable and be loud about it, so maybe next week, since it will be the first week of the year, let's all plan our year, this year, and I want to hear what people got going on, and I hope people are have the courage to unmute and share. I want to hear it, and I want to sit down with you guys too. That seems like a real,
Yeah, me too.
great guys.
Yeah, come on over. So keep your information in there so we can get a hold of you.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
I dropped mine in the chat.
Oh,
yeah, so I'm gonna leave actually, Sheena, are we able to download the chat at all? Because we do have to wrap up, but okay, perfect. I just got your message. Okay, guys, well, we'll have the chat too, and I'll make sure if you guys need someone's contact, you can always reach out to me. And yep, anybody on the call, and then also Sheena as well. Sheena, maybe you can drop the email, your email.
Sure thing.
Actually, I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Great.
Thank you, and thank you guys, Jacob, Corey. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Hey, Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Yes. Happy New Year, everybody. We'll see you guys on the other side, 2023.
Yeah.
Go. Hello, everybody.
Yes,